we were in the car and we're praying. I'm like, okay, well, blessing, you need to get up. You need to get up. Okpa is going. Okpa is going. And then all of a sudden she starts to cry. I'm like, oh! And you're like,
I can't help it.
Like, God, what scripture happened? God,
Can't help it.
God,
Hi, so today we thought we would talk about the importance of worshiping and basically the importance of both of you
like
being
a family altar.
I don't want to call it family altar because that's so cliche and it doesn't actually like hit the nail on the head. Because for example, we don't like have a set time that we must pray together, but we'll talk about that later. So yeah, we just wanted to talk about the importance of spending time together in God's presence, however that is, whether you do Bible study together, you worship together, if one of you can play an instrument, or
That would be beautiful.
or you both can play an instrument, or you pray together. So yeah,
I think it's one of the things to first identify and highlight is that it is important to have a family. I know you don't want to call it an altar, but a family time where you're connecting together and you're building bond. Because when you go through like the book of Acts, I believe one of the things that put them together in fellowship and in unity was the act itself of praying together. I think it strengthened your union. I don't want to use the word unity because then when you start to say unity, you start to think of all sorts.
Yeah, I agree with that. I completely agree with that. I think for us, it's been a good tool to just spend time together because sometimes you just get tired of talking to each other because we talk to each other a lot. You get tired of talking to each other, going to cinema, eating out, all these things.
Eating everywhere.
Exactly.
Being everywhere.
Exactly. But then that one thing that can, outside the bedroom, that can bring you close together, make you one. You feel so refreshed afterwards as well. I think for us, it's spending
very
that time together.
For me, it's such a awesome time, like especially because we'll talk about how we do praying together or singing together and stuff. But for me, it's always a time where I feel nothing else sort of matters. It feels complete. I generally feel complete. I feel like, you know what, this is one of the benefits of marriage, as it were. That's our neighbor's car.
So, babe, how do we spend time together in God's presence as a couple?
Well, randomly.
Yeah, most of the time it is quite random.
Randomly.
But what do we do?
We sing together, play the keyboard, have communion, which is something that we're making a what do we call it now? I know I'm used to use the word family altar, but what do you call it?
Family altar just sounds so like I'm not coming. Sounds like I'm not
Oh
showing
my God.
up.
That reminds me of, when you're
Exactly.
growing up and 6 a.m. Back down in the house, so not in the church. Like 6 a.m. everyone is waking you up and you all have to pray in a circle after your brother. You know it's you next. And you're thinking, everyone have said everything. What do I say?
Yeah, so that's why I don't want family altar.
Yeah.
Should we say family?
It strengthens the bond of family, because even when our children are part of it, like our daughter, our number one daughter, she loves it. She just, especially the musical part of thingy, she understands, believe it or not, she understands communion, and she looks forward to it whenever she sees the glass and she sees the blood and of course the bread. So I think what we do, that to the best of my memory now, we, like I've said before, we have communion together, we have, share the bread. We often study the Bible together very occasionally as well. but we have a lot of random conversation about the Bible.
Yeah, I think for us, it's more because we're very different. I'm sure there are a lot of couples out there as well that you also find you're very different. I prefer to pray in a solemn way, trying to get connected with God. Whereas you just like to be on your keyboard, singing out, and then before you know it, you start speaking in tongues, which I find distracting if I actually want to go into a deep session of prayer. And then I'm sure you couldn't pray the way I pray because you would get bored.
I'll sleep.
Yeah, you would get bored. So we find that we're better off doing our own things differently. So, we started this challenge of, reading the whole Bible within a year or so. So,
which you're doing better at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
at the moment.
You can challenge each other. So we do that separately anyway. Because I'm a night person and you're a morning person.
Yeah.
So we do it separately, but then when we do come together, like when we have conversations during the day, we can be like, oh yeah, babe, I had this dream.
Yeah. I find for us, or for me, I find our general conversation about spirituality, about what God is doing, what God has said, more beneficial than actually sitting down and say, okay, today as a family we're going to go into the book of Jeremiah and study the prophecy that God has. I can't do that.
Yeah, but it might work for some
people. It might work for other people.
But we prefer it to be spontaneous, don't we? And it's more of an iron sharpens iron type of thing, where you've put your fire on your altar on one side, the other person. And then sometimes, when you're having a conversation with the other person, and then you can tell like, wow, he's actually he's been reading his Bible. When was the last time I read my Bible?
Do you know how... Thinking back now, I find my response to when you've been reading your Bible and you're sounding so spiritual and deep, I find my response very funny because I can't connect. so I'm just like, she can't know that I can't connect.
That you haven't gone that deep.
Yeah.
In a while.
So I can't be I'm still the head of this home. You understand? So I find that very funny, but I just keep a brave face like, and then I try not to say anything.
Yeah.
So that it doesn't give me away.
Yeah, I catch you sometimes, but I just enjoy talking so much that I don't mind the
It encourages, I mean, one of the things you can get from it is the fact that it encourages each other to go back and just go over your Psalm 23 again and say, that's what I know and that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So I find that very, very, very beneficial.
Yeah, it is. And sometimes, one thing that we've been doing recently that I liked was also dancing together. I know it doesn't sound like a spiritual thing, but like dancing to like a worship song.
Yeah.
Like the other day we were dancing to...
What song was it again?
J. Thomas, Pursuit.
In Pursuit of You. Yeah.
I find that really worshipy and...
Some people may say though that, I can't sing to that song in church now because I'll be thinking of my husband or something. Or I'll be thinking of my wife.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
I guess nothing.
Yeah, so I get what you mean though, but I don't think God minds.
It's because we have a mindset of we've separated our spouses from the full image of Christ. But when you think about the reason why God created marriage in the first place, right, is to mirror the full expression of who God is and the relationship between Jesus and the church. So in a way, the moment I separate you from God or from Jesus's expression, it's not really a balanced picture anymore, is it? So for me, you're not Jesus, don't get me wrong, though. I don't want to heresify anything.
Far from it.
But
I want to be like him.
If Jesus wants to get to me quickly in the flesh right now, there's one person he's going to use.
True.
And you sharpened me, I sharpened you, hopefully. So why not think about you while I'm worshiping God?
Yeah. Which, just to put this out there as well, praying for each other I think it's very good. It's something we always forget. Like even me, I forget. I'm always like, oh yeah, like let's say for example, you're going through something, like at work or whatever. Then I'm like, when's the last time I prayed for you? Okay, it's been a while. So let me start praying for you again, sort of thing. But some people are better than that. Some people do it every day, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm not very good with routines.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why we're here, really, to just talk about the fact that sometimes routine can be burdensome.
Yeah.
And routine is not for everyone. Some people just, they do in the morning, they do in the evening. Some people forget, you know, and things like that. And that does not mean that it's not important or it's not relevant.
Yeah, or you shouldn't never do it because you don't do it often.
If you do your quiet time in the morning or you do it when you're going to bed, does it really matter?
No, as long as you've connected with God.
You've connected with God, you've gotten what God wants you to get for that period of time, and you know, things like that. And I think that's the same thing with family. If we make a family time or prayer time or spirituality or whatever word you want to use.
Spirituality altar.
Some thought just went through my head. But yeah, I think I just to encourage anyone really out there, babe, that you can be you. We're not saying you don't have a prayer altar or whatever, but in marriage, it is very important that you have a personal relationship with God and you know how you relate with God.
I think that's very, very important.
So that when the different people then come together, you're not feeling pressured or robbed. You don't feel like you have to pray like me when we're together, or I have to pray like you because I'll just sleep, you know?
Because I've heard a lot of people say, oh yeah, I was really on fire for God. On fire for God. God doesn't really need you on fire. But yeah, on fire for God before I got married. And then when I got married, it just really went downhill from there. You know, it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be. You can still, the same way you retain your individuality, you retain your name.
Yes.
Before you're a wife or a husband, you know, stuff like that. You can still have that same relationship with God. You know, sometimes you might just need to ask your spouse, you know, give me 30 minutes, please.
Yeah.
You know, and or you might need to ask your spouse, please take my phone, take my laptop, take my iPad, make sure I go into the room and pray because I'm struggling right now. I haven't prayed for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Please don't let it go 6 weeks. But
it happens. It's the honest truth. Some people have gone 6 months, right? Life happened. One advice that I got from a mentor recently that I think has been helping us, like especially for us, like once I get back from work, take the children, go for a drive or whatever, and just leave you alone for a moment.
And it's made a big difference.
So that individuality, when you're whole, when you're complete, when you're rest assured, I mean, I can speak for myself. When I'm like okay, for lack of a better word,
spiritually,
I can pray anywhere. I can, and without feeling like I need to hear what God is saying as well, because you're deep, babe. Without being
I am deep.
You're
That's
deep.
The way God made me.
We can be praying.
It's not a bad thing.
Or, well,
no, it's not a bad
my
thing.
opinion might not be God's opinion.
I can't help it. God made me deep, okay?
Because we could be
I was
praying
made on Sunday.
I guess
on the Lord's Day.
Well, trust me, you don't want to be made on the Lord's Day. On a terrible day of the Lord. But anyway, because, I mean, we were in the car the other day. We'll probably do this recording later on about how we crossed into 2017. Happy New Year, by the way. You know, this is 2017.
Happy New Year.
My birth month. This is January. God invested a lot, you know, a lot into... Come on, look at me. Bless God.
Thank God for your life.
Amen. And for my shape up. Anyway. Private joke. We were in the car and, you know, we're praying. I'm like, okay, well, blessing, you need to get up. You need to get up. Where is going? Where is going? And then so she starts to cry. I'm like, oh! And you're like,
I can't help it.
Like, God, what? Scripture happened? God,
can't help it.
God, I find it so funny because I'm like, Lord, I need to catch up. Because There is no way.
I was nicely praying, and then like God showed me something.
Show me too, Lord.
Yeah.
Two of us, you know, I've heard, you know, the common saying that, you know, when the rapture happens, I love you, babe. God, don't leave me here. I'm a brother.
Well, you can hold my hand.
Well, I try, but babe, when you're praying, we both know that you're in
anything can happen.
You're in a cloud.
Yeah.
You're not.
Yeah.
If anyone touches your skin, you might as well.
Hey, I don't take the mick out of you.
In a nutshell, us praying together, I think I would summarize it as I'm comfortable in my skin with how I pray.
Mm-hmm.
I get days where I get jealous because, babe, you're deep. Honestly, you're even some of my mentors will agree that they'll rather have some conversations with you.
Yeah, but then
they'll laugh with me.
But then, like with you, you're like you go on for ages.
Because what you can get in 10 minutes might take me an hour.
My goodness, like sometimes I'm like, Amen, Amen. I'm not saying amen anymore.
Don't rush me.
Then I hear it in Jesus' name, and I'm like, Amen. Then there's more. So yeah.
Don't rush me.
Each to their own. So summary, I think conclusion of what we're trying to pass across.
Yeah.
Is marriage doesn't have to affect your relationship with God negatively.
Yeah.
If anything, it can be a benefit.
It's designed to be a benefit.
Yep.
It's designed to strengthen your fire as you're on fire, right? So get more fire.
I just wanted to put this out there as well. I don't know. I don't know who it's for, but marriage is also there to help you stay holy.
Yes.
You know, like
I agree with that.
Some people might struggle with immorality or watching stuff or stuff like that. You might not have dealt with that before you got married. Marriage is supposed to, or has the capacity,
that's the word,
to keep you accountable.
Yeah.
If you've never been able to be accountable to anyone else in marriage, get your spouse to one corner and just say, babe, there's something
we need to pray on this together.
I need to tell you about.
Yeah.
I thought I was over this, but it's resurfaced again. Can you be my accountability partner?
Yeah.
Can you make sure that I don't A, B, C, and D? Can I come to you and tell you when I'm feeling A, B, C, and D?
Yeah.
Because that's what we're there for. We're there to actually help each other get to heaven.
I agree.
As opposed to be the reason why we don't make it to heaven.
Yeah, it's interesting that you actually brought that up. If you've not seen our video on trust, please check our channel. You can watch it and leave a comment or something. Like how you just said, marriage, if you can't pray together about what I'm struggling with, then it's a weak relationship because anything can then happen as a result. So I remember we've prayed over issues that we're both struggling together with, and when you feel like you have that prayer partner in your spouse, trust me, it's liberating. Is it liberating or liberating? One of the two.
Liberating.
It sets you free. It makes you feel like, Satan, go and tell my wife that I'm cheating or something. She knows that I'm currently working through it and I don't want to do it anymore. And of course, I've not cheated on you, by the way. Just an example. Okay. But just that openness in prayer together really brings both of you together and be like, you know what? We're gonna pray through this together.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, your marriage is what you make it.
Yeah.
You can either pray and work towards a wonderful marriage, or you can have a horrible one and just be sad and envying other people's marriage
and blame everyone else for not having a good marriage.
And blaming your spouse, because most of the time we don't blame ourselves.
True.
Blaming your spouse for having a bad marriage.
So that's our little pence or pennies.
Yes.
Pounds.
So, moral of the story: spend time together. with God. Help each other
Help each
make
other.
heaven.